Okay, so that's just... Need to get the other camera. Probably is out of battery or something now. To hell with it, it's not that important. We're gonna have to redo all of our conversations, Mitch, I'm afraid.
All the ones we've had?
Yeah. Ever. From day one.
Ain't no rain, no.
Ah, good. This isn't gonna be giving us hassle.
Keep me away from you. Look at that. That mug was made for this.
Okay. And this one will be going to the YouTube.
The YouTube.
So if anyone's... Yeah, I know.
It's great.
Serious drug deal stuff. And then what I will do is I'll have... Not gonna work. I think we're gonna have two of these windows open, and if someone's chatting, hopefully we'll see. Oh, there you go.
I'll say hello to Molly.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Buongiorno. How are you doing? You're live now, so you can't...
She's live. You're live.
Yeah.
You're live.
Ah, sweet. I'm just wondering if you're coming to the pub tonight.
Yeah, what time?
6-ish?
Yeah, sounds good.
There you go,
I
guys.
just double check Nikki. She's sick. She's a bit ill, but it's just like a bit of a flu-y cold thing. It's not, she's all right. You can text her yourself.
It's gonna be like a really low key one.
Exactly. Yeah. No, awesome. About 6. What, your way?
Yeah. Get Ian to come too. We'd love to meet
You
him.
wanna come back?
I can't actually because my mate, who's also my accountant, is coming up to try and finish off the taxes tonight.
Oh fuck! There you go.
Yeah, and we specifically said this time when he's coming over, we're not going to go out.
That reminds me. I've got a freaking $3,500 tax bill, which I haven't got any money for.
Do you actually?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's corporation tax from stuff before it's even started.
Oh, okay.
So you ain't got to worry about anything. Yeah. And obviously we went through.
I'm thinking kind of...
No, talk about it now, Mitch. Everybody loves hearing, people go through their taxes on a live chat.
Yeah, everyone will love that. Yeah. That's fun. Yeah,
Where
just.
are you now?
Ian's out.
Nice talk.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. There he is.
Alright. Oh, buddy! I can't wait to see buddy. Oh my god, who's that?
That's Kinky. Kinky's amazing. That's the best dog in the world.
Yeah, my mom named that dog as a joke, but then I was like, that's actually a catchy name, and she was like, oh no, don't call her that, which of course only made me want to call her that more so. So yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. We'll see you.
You should come to... We're doing like an industry event on June 12th.
On June 12th, I will be in the crossover from my mate's wedding to doing a cycle around Ireland, which I'm hoping to try and get this man involved with.
Apparently I'm cycling across Ireland mid-June.
Mitchell, if you go to Ireland without me, I'll never forgive you.
Well, you come with me then. No, it's quite good. Who is it doing it?
So it's the Doddy Weirden Foundation who raise money for motor neuron disease. Kenny Logan is the kind of the main sort of organizer, and I think he's head of the charity as well. Don't quote me on that second part.
Kenny Logan. Yeah.
And Doddy Reardon was his friend and played with him on the Scottish team. And when Doddy passed, sort of Kenny has taken it like quite a high priority of sort of what he does with his time now to raise money for charity. And I attended one of his events before where we went to Edinburgh and kind of cycled and marched to Paris, and then actually handed the game ball over to one of the games of Scotland versus Ireland, who we gave a good beating to.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, I'm going to be in Ireland first week of June with my grandparents. So let me know if we're allowed then, but if not, let's coordinate. See you in a bit, yeah?
See you at the pub. Yeah, see you mate.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bless her cotton socks.
She is good.
Her timing fucking isn't.
Yes, indeed. Apologies. Right.
Let me just ring you right at the very fucking start. I thought she was gonna ring and say, like, you know, the sound isn't working or something.
Yeah. Buddy.
You know.
Buddy.
They're grand. Let them do their thing. So what was the last thing that we were talking about that
No.
I was saying you haven't started that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
The last thing that we were talking about where I was like, let's save that.
No, you didn't. You started to say, but you didn't say. You didn't actually say in the end.
Oh yeah, the two things that I'm doing in London that if you wanted to show up for.
Oh yeah. What is it again? Was that?
So one of them is a pub quiz.
Yeah, I'm always down for pub quiz.
Well, it's a pub quiz and it's sponsored by Prime Minister.
Oh.
And
amazing.
so I'm going to be hosting the pub quiz. There's the winners will get like Prime Minister pies. Do you want one, by the way?
Absolutely.
Yeah? I've got some in the thing. Have you had lunch?
I have, but I need a million lunches.
I'll stick one in the oven later on then.
Yeah, for sure.
You can tell us which of the pies. We'll leave that down to a voting system in the crowd. If you want to know which pie Mitch would.
Pie.
Yeah.
Tell me which pie to have.
Yeah.
I love
put it
all
in
the
there.
pies.
The I'd say, are you craving a little bit of sort of like the comforts of home food wise?
My God!
What countries were good for food? What countries were poor?
All I've been dreaming of is a roast dinner for the last 6 months.
I mean,
Yeah,
pies are
and,
kind of roasts.
Yeah, pies as well. But it's just pub grub. Just like going into a pub and just having like pie mash and beans or bangers and mash or something. But the food has been amazing.
Has it? Yeah.
The best country for food out of all 19 was Pakistan.
Really?
Pakistan
was
out
just
of
like
all
fantastic
countries
curries.
was incredible. Yeah, but it was like not even like not spice. So much different between India, like a night and day difference. Like you rock up at the side of these tiny little like shacks. And
Now they're playing.
There they are. They're in a good place.
Took a while.
Everyone joining. Hello. We are chatting about Everest whilst Buddy goes mental out there. But yeah, the legend. And it was just like rock up at the side of the road in Pakistan in the middle of nowhere. And it's just like within 5 minutes, it's just dal and like warm bread, the nicest warm bread in the world. And it was, I think I probably managed to put on about an extra 2 kilos just in that.
Just go through Pakistan, but then once you came back up.
Yeah. Of the 16 kilo lost, I probably would have lost 18.
I have to show that as a comparison. So Mitch on his journey from fucking Devon, like swimming across the channel, cycling across all the way to fucking India, and then marching up the hill. That is Everest.
Oh, and we have Buddy who's just come in and knocked the show over. Come here, Buddy.
Sure, it's only a second time. So this, I'm not gonna put this on the ground because it's covered in sap from the tree that's outside my garden, but like that is 16 kilos. This much weight used to be on this man, but it took what, like
that's
8
exactly
months?
16 kilos.
That's exactly 16 kilos.
That is exactly how much
Right
we
there.
lost.
So like as an example,
That's exactly how much we lost in 13,200 kilometres.
I'd probably have to start using my hip, but I reckon I could do
Everest
10 bicep curls of that at the most. I
There you
could
go.
not do more.
Say hello. Hey, say hello to everyone. Most importantly, we're back home with the Buddy. And he has missed.
Alright, I gotta wash my hands.
He has missed everyone. He has missed everyone.
The stickiness.
Oh, okay. Who's my favourite producer? I don't really know, to be honest. Probably crazy girl called Molly. But yeah, Buddy agrees as well. She's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done anything live, and since we're here with the legendary King of Chemo, we thought we'd just do everything at once. Why not? Why not, bud? We can talk about it for the first time. Come here. So yeah, we're just chatting about shit, basically.
Everything, yeah.
Everything.
I mean, like, for what you just did, the amount of questions that I'd imagine people have is just so long, because it's not just about, it's like different cultures, different foods, like, you know, the event itself, the difficulties of doing it, how you actually got, like, sort of all the bits and pieces to get it to be able to afford, like, getting across the way. Because you did what not Mr. Beast, what Hardest Giza did, where it's like you didn't have the full funding at the beginning. Where did you get to before you was like, we're fucked unless we get something
me, Molly and Stan thought we were bugging for a long time, but we were just lucky, you know, belief gets you there.
Yeah.
We got like 6 months of just grinding, and we managed to get like 10%, not even 10% of what we needed to get started. And then just a bit more came in as we got going, like a little bit more, to the point where we weren't sure, even halfway through, we weren't sure where we were going to be able to finish. But then again, we managed to just grind out and to finish, and now we finished, and somehow, and everything will work out. Everything will work out now. We know, you know it. But yeah, I mean, it was the main thing, the most amazing thing is what me, Molly, and Stan have managed to do with like hardly any resources. We've managed to pull off the longest time of Everest in history, that's probably the thing we're most proud of. Me, Stan, and Molly as a team, we're most proud that we managed. You know, you think of the team.
Like
it's amazing what obviously did in Africa, but you look at the size of the team they had, and like, you know what I mean. It was like we were like barely 2 people at all time. Like, you know, on the road. I mean, obviously with Molly working hard back here on the thing, back here in London, and it was just insane. Insanely hard.
I thought it was so interesting that you were saying about how you were like, you're 2 days in London and you miss Nepal.
I miss Nepal. I really, really miss Nepal. Yeah, it's always been my most favourite country in the world. You know, I went there when I was 18 to do base camp, and looking back at the pictures of when I was there, it was like that's where the dream started. Like I remember setting eyes on Everest for the first time when I was 18. And crying. I remember the tears just rolling down my face.
This is so beautiful.
It was just amazing. It was everything I ever hoped of, you know what I mean? And then I made a promise to myself that I'd be back to climb it. We even when we done the base camp trip back in 2011, there was like everyone at the end wrote signed this little like foot that went up in the pub.
A foot?
Kathmandu, like a little like paper foot thing.
Oh yeah. It's like
it's like a tradition for a lot of treks. And I even wrote it. There's like a little mountain.
They do it in China as well, like every year, don't they? Where it's like you light the candle and it sort of makes it sort of a mini hot air balloon.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
But I wrote a little thing on there, a little stick figure on the top, and it just said, "I'll be back." God knows where that's gone.
Schwarzenegger style.
I'd love to find it. Yeah, I'd love to find it.
Did you ever hear that story about Schwarzenegger and David? I always get it wrong and say David Cameron, but it's like you know the guy who was the director from
David. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, Cameron. I mean,
it's not Cameron. It's
it is.
James Cameron. James Cameron. Yeah, I always fucking get that mixed up in my mind. Apparently, Arnie was arguing with James about like I'm a Terminator. I would not make the words shorter. I would say I will be back. And then he was like, Arnie, just fucking do it. And it's like so funny to think that he was arguing against what was gonna be like
the best thing ever.
Arguably the most well-known quote from any film. Some people would argue different, but I think across the board, if you were to ask people what's the number one sort of most known.
So what's the moral from that is listen to your director. Listen to your director.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. But no, we're home and it's crazy. I still can't process it. It's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time.
That's often the most sort of tricky thing that a lot of people have after doing such like a
any expedition.
A profound endeavour like that. And yeah. Do you think it's going to be a bit like do you think it'll ever click to be like, I can't believe I fucking did that, but I actually did it?
I think it will click. I think I don't know, because like, even during the actual expedition, like it took me, I think I was in Turkey on the bike before I even started to process the swim. You know what I mean? So it took 2 months before I even processed the swim. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the pain in that I went through the pain in that I went through in them 18 hours was just ridiculous. So the brain pushes back trauma, you know, like the kind of stuff. So yeah, it took me a good 6 weeks, 2 months to even begin to process that I'd done it, you know, kind of thing. And so, I reckon it will be at least till next. It won't be till for about. I don't think it will be at least a year. It'll be about a year until I start to break down that we've actually finished. We've actually done it, and I'm worried, a little bit worried, I guess, that you know getting back to normal is going to be so hard, but I'll be okay.
Well, then there you go. You could use Kenny Logan's thing as your methadone to like ease you off.
Yeah.
6 days, cycle around Ireland. It's nice and calm.
Yeah. No,
But
exactly,
what would have been the hardest thing, the hardest sort of like part of the event? Because obviously the low amount of oxygen that you'd have going up into the Everest, and like if anyone thinks that his voice is shot now, you should look at the videos of him on Everest. You can't you can barely even hear you. It's like I was there thinking like, is that the wind? Is that the wind blocking out your sound effect on the?
No, I had it for I did nearly 3 weeks. Nearly 3 weeks without a voice, really.
Jesus. And was that because of like the lack of oxygen?
It's not the oxygen. It's just like the dry air, the
dry
mountain
cold,
air, Everest, and it gets. And I was so worried because 18 months ago when I climbed Amadablam in training, I had a massive infection, and I was so worried it was going to happen again because it felt like it. But luckily, it just stayed as a sore throat and no voice.
Yeah,
it didn't go to my lungs. Well, towards the summit, the last 2 days on the summit push, it started to go to my chest a little bit, and I was on the balcony 8,400 meters, and I was like changing the oxygen. I was coughing up stuff from my throat, like having like a coughing fit at like 8,400 meters, and I was like, this isn't good. But luckily, after
what colour was coming out? Was it like phlegm or was it blood?
No, it wasn't blood. Luckily, it was just like thick. It was just like thick mucus. Like not to go into detail, but yeah, it was. It's to say I was very lucky. I was mega lucky. Like it was clear and it was okay. There's the only moment where I was a little bit worried because after that, I had like really cold toes. For the next 2 hours between the balcony, which is the last push between the balcony and the South Summit and Everest, I had like really, really cold toes. The only time where I was thinking I was a bit worried about, well, maybe my toes will be in trouble here. But luckily, I was just wiggling them like I've never wiggled my toes before for about 2 hours. And it came back. Thank God, feeling came back in my toes eventually.
How common is people getting a frostbite on
Mega, it's mega common, especially when you underestimate the weather. We had like the wind was a heck of a lot stronger than what I expected and what we both expected up there. We only managed to stay on the summit for like 15 minutes because it was just blowing a hoolie, and it's dodgy.
Yeah, that's a big thing about Everest, isn't it? That like most people don't realise, but like you're up there and it's like tick 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 tick. You do not have time to
I mean, we were so lucky.
You gotta get the fuck out of there.
We were so lucky as well.
Before it kills you.
There was only 5 people up there. Like there was no queue really. Like we were so lucky. Mostly by the amazing work and logistics of Puri, Gelji, Adriana, and the team. But we were the first people. There's 450 clients this year, roughly around Don't Count Everest. We were the first people to summit Everest and get back down.
This year?
The entire season.
Wow.
So first people.
When does the season start?
As soon as the lines are fixed. So every year it rotates. A different company will take turns to fix the lines to the summit. And basically, you can literally right behind them, as in like 24 hours behind them. So when the fixing team will finish the job.
I suppose you'd want it to be as soon as possible.
Yeah, that was what we did.
That's like the least amount that nature has kind of changed things around.
Kind of, yeah. But at the same time, it makes it a lot harder as well, because for most people, when they go at the end of Everest, like for example, there's like kind of the route up, like big steps have been pushed into the mountain.
Yeah.
So if you're going up like we were, like the effort is quite a bit more. But it's the truest way to climb a mountain. It kind of makes it a bit more alpine. It makes it feel like you're climbing a bit more. But no, as soon as them lines are fit, we were like the first behind them. We were like, I think it was only 24 hours after they'd fixed it, the first people started going up, and we were luckily in that team. But yeah, it was crazy. It was still dodgy. you know, and but it was everything you ever dream of. When I got up to like the sun came up as we kind of got to the south summit, and like it just lit up the entire world below you, and you know you're the.
You were able to see everything, right?
Yeah, every single like.
Oh, that's good. Do you remember when we did the fucking three peaks?
3 peaks, yeah.
Fucking every one of them. It was just me.
Yeah.
Like for
we
me.
didn't see a thing. Obviously, it was Wales, guys.
Honest to God, I
didn't see a thing.
I don't know if I'd be able to do Everest for that reason alone.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed off if I got to the top of Everest
Yeah,
and there was like cloud cover everything. Like,
Yeah.
fuck!
No,
Fuck!
that's what I was worried about. I mean, I would have, even though it was windy as hell, I was thankful that you could see. Even though it was windy as hell, you could see, like, you know, you're in the heavens, you could see as far as the eye could see. Knowing, like, you know, like you're the highest person on the planet, you know, it was everything I ever dreamed of. But at the same time, you know, Everest is the summit of any mountain's only halfway. And, like, you know, you're reminded of that. I had to step over 2 bodies. Like,
oh, Jesus, yeah.
Completely there. Crampons on, mask on, helmet, everything. 2 bodies were just lying there. And I had to, you know, you kind of walk around and you just feel, it's a very weird feeling, you know, having to walk over bodies. It's the nature of it though, you know what I mean? But it's a reminder of who's boss.
Yeah.
Even though I was like so happy to be up there, like it was like, I promised my family I'd be home. I promised my family I'd get back. So just got everything done we needed to and then coming down. But it was crazy, it was like 10 hours from Camp 4 to the summit. And then we got down to Camp 4 in 2.5 hours. Even some of it we were like sliding down on our butt. Not on safe bits, obviously. It wasn't being stupid. But,
yeah, of course.
It was, it's absolutely mental. Absolutely exhausted when we got down. And then we had to go from Camp 4 to Camp 2 with no rest. And that was 8 hours.
No, would that be just because of the lack of oxygen?
Yeah, you don't want to
stay
stay at Camp 4. You're in the death zone. Yeah, you're in the death zone at Camp 4, and it was really horrible. Like, you know, it was like I was absolutely exhausted, but they were like, we need to keep going, you know. So by the time we got
you like kind of you think you're exhausted now, like you know you don't want to be hanging around here.
Yeah.
So what is the amount of time that you're like the time window that you're allowed to be in the death zone?
It's more like there's not really like a strict time window. It's just depends how much oxygen you've got. Depends how much oxygen you've got up there and how much you kind of, you know, because if you've got tons of oxygen, you could be up there for days.
Now, is that oxygen in tanks or is that like kind of what's your VO2 max
in
sort
tanks,
of thing?
In tanks, yeah. So it's in tanks. Like we had like 1 extra and all that, but we weren't taking any chances. So we literally had. So we went from Camp 3 to Camp 4. Got there at 5 o'clock in the evening. So that was a big day, like 7 hours, 8 hours, and it was boiling as well somehow. I was in a t-shirt.
I saw that actually. Yeah. I saw that. You went up and it was like you're not wearing like covers.
I was in a t-shirt basically from Camp 1 to Camp 4. I literally, when I arrived at Camp 4...
Wim Hof will be very proud of you.
Yeah, I'm sure Wim will be proud.
You don't need a t-shirt to go up to Mount Everest, you just need to dip yourself into the cold.
Yeah, but I was mad. So yeah, so it was like a 7-8 hour push from Camp 3 to Camp 4. Then we only had 3.5 hours, like not sleep, just resting, 3.5 hours. And then it was from there, we left at 9 o'clock, at 9:30 at night for the 10 hour push to the summit. 2.5 hours down, and another 8 hours back down to Camp 2. So it was Camp 3 to Camp 4, summit, all the way back to Camp 2. It was a massive, it was 22 hour day. It was about 22 hours, about 22 hours.
22 hours, low oxygen. How heavy would your backpack be?
It wasn't stupid. Like, luckily for the summit push, all you carry is
you
like
strip
gloves.
off, don't you?
All you need to carry from Camp 4 to the summit is like your big gloves, a couple of extra layers to be safe, your water, and your gas and your oxygen. That's all you carry. But up until Camp 4, and then all the way back from Camp 4 down, it's still got nothing compared to Gelji and Puri. Like they're carrying gas cylinders as well. Like they're just incredible. They're just.
Oh, you have to tell people that the guy who you were saying was carrying 120 kilos.
Well, guys do carry that. Like, I've seen someone carry.
Not pounds.
On this trip.
Not pounds.
Yeah, on this trip.
Kilograms.
Guys, the Nepalese and the Sherpas are just.
That's me plus a quarter of me.
They are the most incredible people in the world, and they are the most humble people in the world, and I just love them so much. I'm so thankful for my team. You know what I mean? Like, so thankful that that I had them. They were life saving. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for their efforts, like none of it would be possible. And but a lot of people like it gets a bad rep on Everest. Like people think that everyone just takes the mick out of them and all that. It's not. Like you're responsible for making sure whether you're doing a base camp trek, whether you're doing any mountain in the world, you're responsible for going with a company who are good, and who look after everyone. The people we went with, amazing. AGA are just great. Every single person is treated, paid, and we're just a family. Everyone's just a family. But the problem is as the companies get bigger and that, they start to the quality of
the lack of the personal touch.
The lack of the personal touch and the lack of that becomes a bit more prominent. So yeah, I was just so thankful how everything in this whole expedition from day one is just worked out. All my friends take the mick out of me because they always say you just always land on your feet. It's true. It's a combination of luck and hard work. But if you just keep focused and keep dedicated, I'm a firm believer in the universe will reward you. You know, it will work out. You know?
There's a cool phrase I've heard before, which is what the hell? Oh, it's a fucking ad on my computer. There's no such. Luck is the combination of preparation and consistent timing.
Yeah.
So it's like when you sort of think, oh, this is really lucky. It's like, no, I've been training for this for ages, and I kept kind of knocking at the door, and then eventually the door opened.
And you're always there already.
And it's like, oh wow, that's so lucky.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not luck. Me fucking finding out about my tumor, that's luck. That's fucking pure luck.
Yeah.
That's not like me preparing for that. That's just fucking
that was just
complete random chance.
Yeah, but you went in. I mean, yeah, it's you make your own luck. You do genuinely make your own luck. And obviously the whole message from this whole thing from the start has been not only do you make your own luck, you don't have to be superhuman or some super athlete to
Don't point at me.
like you, like this god here, like this god. But no, me and you are very similar. We're just normal guys. Like we everyone is, and everyone just thinks. Society makes you think. Everyone social media, everyone makes you think that you've got to be this fucking Superman or Superwoman to achieve these things. It's 99% just in your head.
I agree.
As you know, it's if you believe.
People need to go down to the big city marathons, and not necessarily to attend, but just go down and look who is doing it.
Look who is doing it.
You see fucking old ladies, fucking fat old men, and young kids that have broken legs and they're fucking hobbling with severe motor neuron disease and all these sort of things. And then you have someone who's you say it to your friend who's talking to you in the pub and I could never do that. It's like, fuck off! You absolutely could. You could do it right now. You just wouldn't do it to a high sort of quality of speed.
But you don't need to do it.
You don't need to do it to a high level of quality like that.
You don't need to. You don't need to beat people. You don't need to do this. If you've always wanted to go for a hike before, but you never wanted to. You've always wanted to go for a swim in a cold. You've always wanted to go for a swim in the lake or do something before, but you just do it. Just do it once. Do it small. Go for a camping for the first time in your life. Just try it, and just do it.
Yeah,
and you will get better at it.
That's
you will get better at it.
I don't even think it's about getting better. I think it's more about it just sort of
being comfortable with it.
Well, it's the comfortability of it as well, but it's also is comfortability a word?
It is now, yeah. It's definitely a word.
No, it's
comfortability. Of
whatever.
I don't get everyone knows what you meant.
Yeah, exactly. You understand the lack of my linguistic skills, but I think it's more about kind of the realization that something is not as impossible as you pictured it is.
Yeah.
Where it's just oh yeah, a marathon is just really hard to do, but you just keep taking steps ahead, and then
I sort of done in this mission, just one step after the other.
One step after the other, and it sounds so much simpler than it is, but it then kind of comes circle again, and it's no, it is actually that simple.
It is as simple.
Really is as simple as that. It's not easy to do.
No, nothing worth doing is easy. That's the whole thing. When I first done this, after the swim, the cycle.
Except girlfriends, I feel like that's something that's people be hey, if you're not willing to work hard on a relationship, it's I would disagree. I would think if you have to work really hard on a relationship all the time, then it's that's not a good relationship.
No, that's true. It
should be
Yeah, but it's gonna be hard, but yeah.
Certainly, you should
at times, but
you should put work into your relationship. But if you kind of wake up and it's I've got to do something with my girlfriend now, and it comes into your mind, there's a huge amount of effort. It's that's not a good relationship.
But yeah, it's all about compartmentalization. That's all it's about. People need to understand that. I was in absolute agony the whole way across because I didn't train for the cycle at all.
Really, I would have thought for me that would have been the easy part.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. I knew that.
Say your arse was sore.
I knew that. Look, I knew that the channel is where it's going to be at. You know what I mean? I never expected it to be half as hard as it was, You know what I mean? I'm so thankful it was as well. You know, it was the hardest conditions they probably had all season. You know, 13 boats left England and only one made it in them conditions. You know, my friend, only 2 boats made it out of the 13. The other one was my friend. And
When you say 13 boats, do you mean 13 boats that are like there matching with a swimmer?
So there was 13 boats that morning that left the hut, that left over. Whether it be with single swimmers like me or relay teams of 4 who take it in turns. Only 13 boats left. Only 2 made it to France in the entire day. The other one was my mate Sean, the legend, but he's a much better swimmer than me.
Yeah.
He finished 6 hours quicker. So he finished before the weather came in. So out of all the boats, everyone else turned round. We were the only boat that continued through the weather. I started to swim at 3 o'clock in the morning and finished at 11 p.m. the next day. Pitch black. So 4 hours before 4 hours before sunrise, and then the whole day, and then 3 hours after sunset.
20 hours then?
18 hours, 19 minutes. 18 hours, about 18 hours, yeah. It was like 12 hours plus 6 hours, yeah. So that's increased to 3 a.m. plus 6 hours. Oh yeah, no, it was like.
If it's 11 a.m, then you just go.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
What, 24 hours, and then think what's the difference between 11 p.m. to 3 a.m.
The maths might be a bit wrong there, but we started, it was between like 3 and 4 or something, and we finished it.
I imagine you remember your finish time more than when you started.
I know it was like 10, 11 p.m. So you're talking like swimming from before the sun rises, non-stop, until way after the sun sets.
Surely that, like, I know the going up Everest was certainly like very difficult. But
oh no, yeah,
that swim must have been.
Yeah,
hard.
that's why I was so grateful for the swim. The swim, it's like I remember being in like
it's
during
not
training.
all downhill from here, but in a way it's all downhill from here.
That's what it's great. Like whenever something really hard happens to you in life, whenever something really horrible happens or hard or difficult, whether it be physically, emotionally, you know, you can look at that as a real big negative, or you can just use that as a cornerstone to anything that comes after. You know, you can.
Are you just describing my life?
Yeah, you're right. No, exactly. But you know what I mean. Like when I was in training for the Marines, for example, there was this one moment when there was this one thing that was the hardest thing we ever did, because long story short, we ended up having so many kilos of rocks being sneaked into our bags, and we didn't realise that we were having to try and do. Anyway, it was like the hardest thing I physically.
I think I remember you telling me about that. That like
it's crazy.
Was that the officers that were doing that training?
No, it was just like the team, as you do. Like obviously they make
fuck
it
around
hard.
with each other.
So we were all like passed out asleep, and like rocks, like basically loads of weight was put in the bags, and then we were made to like run at a certain pace that the guy didn't realise, the PTI didn't realise that we had X. You know, for example, we were meant to have 45 pounds in the bag, but we were like 110 pounds. There was like 100 pounds in the bag, but he was setting the pace as if what was meant to be at 45 pounds.
So you're carrying twice as much weight?
At least twice as much weight as what was meant to be. You know. Anyway, so the point is, like that moment for the whole of the training, I was just, no matter what, I was so thankful that they did that. Because any moment, including the commando tests, including everything, any moment, I just thought back to that moment. I was like, it's not as bad as that.
Yeah.
And it got me through it. Exactly the same for the swim. The swim was, you know, so much harder. I always expected it to be mental. You know, 5 times more people have climbed Everest than have swum the channel. I always knew it would be the hardest part. Going back to the same reason, that's why I didn't train. I knew 99% of my training had to be swimming, because you can't wing swimming across the channel.
No.
Anyone can get on the bike.
You can kind of pick up
anyone can get on the
bike
bike and cycle across the world.
Yeah.
But your body will condition to it. You go gently, your body will condition to it. You know, if I worked my
if you can only do 6 hours on the first day, you can stop and you can like camp and you can
unlike
go
the swim,
again the next day.
unlike
You can't
the
do that when you're fucking swimming across the channel.
Unlike the swim, you can on the bike you can stop, you can stretch. You know, you can have a day off if you're hurting.
Hand me one of those unicorn ring things. I'm just gonna have a nap on this. Placing my beat at fucking poolside tunes there.
So yeah, but the whole point was like the whole compartmentalisation, like, and anything really hard. So I was so thankful for that happening, because everything there, every day thereafter, whenever I had really hard days on the bike, whenever I was nearly throwing up in pain on the 900k run across India, I just thought
you had a really bad knee during that, didn't you?
Well, yeah, the hardest part of the whole expedition was like you're going from a 12, basically a 4 month. It was 11,920k bike ride, 4 months. You know, like 130, 140k a day every day for 4 months straight. You're going from that with just 2 days rest straight into a 900 kilometre ultra marathon with no training. your body's completely 100% conditioned to cycling only. So you're going straight into a 900k ultra, 877k ultra marathon, and you haven't run a single K in 5 months.
Yeah.
So my body was, I always knew that would be the hardest part.
I was doing anti-training.
It was horrible, like really.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that even though you're kind of using your legs in a very similar way, cycling and running, it does not cross over at all. At fucking all.
So I knew, like, yeah, your cycle fit, that's great, and like
your heart is built up to like have good cardio in that regard, but in terms of like what's needed for like your legs being tired, it's
I always knew, like, I always knew the first week, 10 days of the run, I would just be in agony. I'd be throwing up, which I was, like, on the road. I'd be on painkillers, and I'd just be, and that was the worrying part, because the cycling, there's no weight bearing. You know what I mean? My dodgy knees, 2 knee surgeries. I knew you'll be able to push through the pain barrier of the cycling without causing any damage, and you'll be able to condition the body conditions. I learned, rowing across the Atlantic, and cycling across America, all the things before. Your body's amazing. Human body's incredible, and as long as you're kind of gentle with it and you know your own body, your body can do anything, and it just conditions to it. So anyone out there listening to this, like, just get out there. You feel like you're gonna stop. The 40% rule is a real thing, man. You know what I mean? You feel like you're at max effort. You feel like you're about to drop. You are literally only at 40% of what you can actually do. And the only thing I've done, and like, yourself, people that really push themselves, we might get to 60%, 70%. All we're doing is just increasing that. But even now, I couldn't push myself to. You don't realise how far you can push yourself. So I knew that with the cycle, that's okay. But with the running, because I've had 2 knee surgeries, it's weight bearing, it's impact sport. There is a real chance, there's a real serious bloody chance that it's swelled up massively. There is going to be a chance of not being like a mental barrier, physically not being able to carry on.
That's what always makes me shit my pants.
You know what it's like with your knee, physically not being able to carry on. The cycle, so that was the scariest part was...
Do you find that you're like, something that I always do whenever I'm in that situation, that it's like I'm making, like, I'm not a big believer in like religions or anything like that, but it's almost like I'm trying to, like, right, God, if you exist, I'll make a deal with you here. Like, you can just fuck my knee up after I get to the finish line.
Yeah, I've done it many times.
That deal? And you kind of like try to make, it's almost like you're negotiating with the universe.
The whole expedition, like, I was making negotiations.
I'll take 6 months off, right? Just, afterwards, it's like you're trying to fucking do this.
I was many times like, let me finish this expedition, let me do it.
Just let me get
and after
this.
that, whatever you want to throw at me, that's fine.
You can fucking...
so now I'm hoping everything will be alright.
Increase the pain by 10, I'm happy with that, but just let my leg work, let my leg functionally get me to that point.
That's it, mate. But luckily after 10 days, my prayers were answered, and after 10 days of like throwing up, I was crawling it one day, I remember, like it was like food poisoning and just, I was crawling. I think I'd walked like the last 15k, because I was averaging about, the first week, I was still managing to average about 32, 33k a day, non-stop, like every day. And that was with almost no training. But towards the end, it got up to like 38k, I'd done 3 marathons, so it was getting better. But like luckily after 10 days, I remember having the day. It was the day after I'd done my first marathon, after like day 11 of the run. It was about halfway through India. Towards the Nepal border. And I remember having that day where it was like, it kind of just switched, and I just kind of felt like I got through the hard part now, and like it from there.
Oh man, Everest Base Camp, I'm through the hard part.
I wasn't thinking about Everest at that point. I still had about 1,000k to go at that point, but I mean, the run was after the run, like the trek took me off guard. The trek took me off guard.
Did it?
It took us all off guard. Me, Stan, Timo, and Courtney. So 2 of his friends came. And anyway, it was. I mean, the best part about this as well is.
Sorry, was his mate name Timon?
Huh?
Tim.
Tim.
Oh, okay.
So we had we had Courtney and Timo, these 2 hitchhikers, one's Dutch, one's
you
Canadian.
call him Timo?
They came with us, Timo was his name. Anyway,
right.
I'm saying it caught us all.
I was like, that's really cool. You've got like one of the characters from fucking Jungle Book, which is
it caught us all.
Not Jungle Book, The Lion King.
Oh yeah.
Timon and Simba and Timon.
Mufasa, watched Mufasa on the plane, great film. What was I saying? Yeah, the trek took us off guard, because it was like, obviously, Kathmandu's at 1,400 metres, and we had to drop down to 400 metres. So when you leave the city, you go down into the valley, basically we're following the valleys. It's 360k hike yump from Kathmandu to base camp, and it was like 33 degrees on average, 33 degrees. The dry season, walking over landslides. It was just more the dry heat, and it was honestly like the hottest part of the entire expedition, more than cycling across the Arabian desert, more than cycling across like.
Cycling you have the wind.
Makes a big
difference.
Yeah, this was like it was about 33 degrees on average. You know, we had like 15 to 20 kilo packs on, 360k. You know, stand on amazing. He had his camera kit as well, so you imagine we're just dripping. You know, still managing to do like 23, average like 23.
Yeah, people don't give camera guys camera guys and camera girls enough credit for like how much work.
No, it was incredible.
They're carrying so much awkward kit.
Incredible. Yeah, especially like we had bipod and like the camera itself and like drone and all that. It was crazy. But we still managed to average like 23k a day for like the 14 days straight it took to get to base camp. And bloody, it was tough. The last day getting to Lukla, so the last day, you know, which is where everyone flies in to start the base camp trek. That was hard because that was like ended up being like 28k. We went up 2,800 meters and down 2,000 meters or something in one day. So we went from 1,000. We went from like 1,400 meters up to 3,000 meters, down to 1,200 meters. Back up to 2,800 meters.
I'm getting tired.
All in one day. Like we got there and like just collapsed. But that was amazing because we had like 5 days there to like stretch and recover. 5 days until the team landed to begin the base camp trek. So it was it was mad.
How did you entertain yourself when you were doing all that? Were you just kind of like, I'd imagine in the valleys of Kathmandu, like in and around like the valleys of Nepal,
between
it was spectacular.
The trek, the trek between. I mean that.
How many audiobooks did you get through?
Quite a few podcasts, lots of classical playlists and that. But the trek between Kathmandu and
classical music or just classical playlists that you like?
Classical playlists, which was all classical music, like Audi, piano, like just all sorts of stuff. That was kind of what calmed me down, and everything on the bike as well. But no, the trek was good because for the first time, me and Stan had 2 extra people with us. Timo and Courtney were amazing, and she's just the craziest, bubbliest person in the world. So most of the time, we'd just be singing Disney songs the whole way. Doing the trek to stop us from going mental. But that was the part I was looking forward to the most. No tourists really. No one walks from Kathmandu to Everest Base Camp. It's like even Nepalese people don't really know that route. Like as in like that route, walking from there to there.
Ooh, very nice.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was like these tiny little guest houses that probably never see tourists, and it was just like. Yeah, it was just so nice. Like while we ended up, a couple of nights we were wild camping on the roofs of like lodges. We wild camped in this riverbed, like you know, and it was like the driest ever. Like I remember, it's quite funny actually. Like a troop of monkeys like ran across the top of the mountain, and then like caused a little mini landslide, and the giant rock landed in the tent.
Wow.
We woke up in the morning. We were like, Stan was like, that rock wasn't there before. But yeah, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
How big of a fucking rock was it?
It was probably like a 50 kilo boulder like this. It was probably like if it landed on one of us, it would have hurt us. That's for sure.
And you didn't wake up to it landing?
No.
Was that just because there was like a few kind of?
Yeah. There was, I might be exaggerating. There's probably about 100 monkeys like across this thing, and like causing like you could just hear all the you hear them squawking and stuff, and you could hear the small kind of small little rock slides and all that, and it's always dodgy there.
The fact that you're able to sleep through something like that, like
it was alright. It wasn't.
I know you would like kind of earned your sleep in terms of how fucking knackered you'd be with Jesus Christ.
It was great. Yeah, it was mad.
Also, congratulations on having the correct collective noun for monkeys. I'm quite impressed with that.
Well, I mean, if I got a diploma in zoology, I think I'd beat myself up a bit if I didn't know that.
The only reason that I know that is because I was out walking, and me and my friend who we were walking with, we were just kind of like flicking through collective nouns for like for a laugh, just for like a fucking giggle. Some of them are so stupid.
Some of them are ridiculous, aren't they?
And they just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, the animal ones, I love it. I love a good quiz. Pub quiz. When you do that, you should do that.
Oh yeah.
That's part of the thing.
Well, funny. I don't want to say some of the questions because I don't. If anyone is watching, I don't want people to be led. One thing that I definitely am going to be doing is
Just give me pub quizzes all day for the next year. I'm happy with that. Oh.
Yeah, well, come over, man.
Pub quizzes and pints.
You'll earn the pie.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
We have a pie too, aren't we?
If you want, Jim. What time is it?
Always happy.
Let's
Oh, 16:25.
Sure, it's Friday. We started early on it anyway. This is my new favourite beer.
Oh yeah, Shipyard.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the session.
Let's have a beer. I've had Shipyard before.
Have you had the session?
Maybe
one,
not.
though?
Come, let's have a beer.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
common. And in Tesco at the moment, it's going for £1.
it. £1.
£1 for
Right,
a
let's
full
try.
bottle.
Let's try this beer. I've been
Yeah,
looking forward to
lovely.
it. Been looking forward to this for about 8 months.
Most of the.
This is my first beer back in the UK. Is
Did
it?
you have any
It is.
booze along the way?
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We had a lot of whiskey, not a stupid amount, but across Europe, across the Middle East, we always had a bottle of cheap whiskey, and then Nikki, amazing.
Cheap whiskey or sheep whiskey?
Cheap whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we had some big. But now and again, we treat ourselves to a Scotch.
There you go, slancher.
And Scotch. Cheers, everyone.
Did you learn what is
To the
it?
first beer back in the UK. Everyone listening to this that's in here, I love you all. Thank you so much.
What did you learn? Cheers in any
Cheers.
of the particular countries that you're going through? Like, what's the Nepalese cheers if they have one?
Nepalese cheers, they didn't tell us that. Oh, God. That's bloody incredible.
It's very nice, isn't it?
Like you say, it's only
Isn't that
4.4.
fucking? That's exactly why I love it. 3.4. You look at it, it's like Jesus
Cheers
Christ.
to Everest, guys, on the longest climb ever.
Yeah.
Cheers to you. Cheers to having us, boy.
Yeah, of course.
We'll be back with friends. Yeah, oh God. What? To be fair, I should have learned all cheers in every language. I remember saying to myself, I'm going to learn
That's quite hard.
languages in every language.
Russia is actually one of the hardest ones to learn because it's you know the way it's a lot of people think it's Nostrovia.
Sorry, yeah, it's not.
It's not apparently. So in Russia, there's like loads of the Eastern European countries. Like it's
People messaging us.
Nostravia or Nostrovia, like slightly different pronunciations. But in Russia, apparently, it's like I don't know how to quote it properly. But apparently, they say cheers for like the situation.
Yeah,
So it's all kind of like welcome home, congratulations. They're all different things.
that's mad.
Whereas like most countries, it's just kind of like whenever it's happy, it's like woohoo.
Yeah. Bonkers. Should we see if anyone's got questions on there?
We have one question from Twitch,
Any
but I think
questions?
you've already
Yeah,
answered
we
it.
just had the hardest part of the mission, which again, so the hardest part was definitely the channel. It was definitely swimming the channel. And, what was
JP
the
over
other-
at Twitch asked the food, but I think you've already said that it was in Pakistan, wasn't it?
The best food, well, that's where the best food was, yeah.
Yeah.
The best food, our favourite food was in Pakistan. The food situation, if anyone's wondering, was just eat as much as you can, as often as you can. Dodgy protein shakes, mass gainer shakes, 1,000 calories a pop. I just find some somewhere
Yeah.
and kind of keep that. That was quite good, but
Where was the worst for food? Where it was
Worst
just kind
for
of like,
food.
oh my god.
Iraq was amazing for food. So yeah, Iraq was probably the second best. Stan would agree. Iraq was probably the second best place for food. The best place for people was Iraq. Iraq is incredible, absolutely incredible. The most friendly people on the whole planet.
That's amazing. Well, I would have thought
Oh,
there
man, I
might have
felt-
been like a big kind of
No,
like pushback just on you. Did they know that you'd been in the army?
no. But I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
just
been
said
over-
I was English. I kept that
It's
bit
been,
down.
it's been over a long time now, mate.
Yeah.
And it's just one of them. Even like walking, I genuinely felt safer in Baghdad than I do in some parts of London.
Really?
100%. 100%. It was.
What parts of London
never
are you
felt-
going around?
Yeah, no, mate. Baghdad. I mean,
Stratham's pretty fucking dodgy.
the hospitality in the entire Middle East. Is just we don't have the same. We don't think the same. It's not the same culture in the West. We're not as friendly. We're not. It's not as ingrained in our culture and in our religion.
Hey, fuck you! Come to Ireland.
Ireland, yeah, okay, yeah. Definitely not English. No, it's like on the whole, it's just amazing. No, but in terms of worst food, I don't really know. I'm not going to say anywhere worse. As much as I love guys from Eastern Europe, probably like some of the maybe like Serbia, kind of them kind of countries. It was like I didn't experience the kind of local cuisine as much as we could have done. You know what I mean? But the restaurants we would go to, yeah, like it was kind of I don't know. India is great food, but as I say, I mean, I had food poisoning 3 times, and
How long were
it
you
just
in it?
affected.
How long were you in India for?
54 days.
I think that's good going.
It's not bad. It's
Yeah.
not bad. I didn't think it was great on day 2. Day 2 of India, it was like, as I said, day 2 on India, got food poisoning from rice.
It's always
It's like,
nice.
oh, it's so annoying. But yeah, I was determined because we've only just got into India and we had a crazy story, about crossing the Pakistan-Indian border, having to fly 3,000 km to cross 2 meters. That was ridiculous.
What?
Oh mate, die.
What happened there?
Anyone following knew this story, but
Do you wanna get
right.
in
So
the
basically, we got across the entire Middle East. We got to Oman. I met the Indian ambassador and the Pakistani ambassador. You need a physical stamp in your physical visa to cross. The only land border between Pakistan and India that's open is the Wagah border at Lahore. The only border you can cross by land, but you need a physical. You can't cross with an e-visa. We had an e-visa, but we were promised in Oman that we'd be able to get our physical visa from Islamabad, Pakistan.
Yeah.
So we got to Pakistan, cycled my 1,600 km across Pakistan, and then we drove 6 hours, obviously off route. We drove the 6 hours to Islamabad to get to the Indian consulate.
Aha! So you cheated! You drove!
So we
You
cycled.
went down to collect your passport.
We cycled.
End this live stream.
To be fair, so we cycled the 1,600 km to Lahore. Obviously, stopped there for a couple of days. I was asked if I wanted to join the local cycling club on an extra 400 km cycle to Islamabad.
It's like, I'm serious,
Obviously, we were
lads.
coming back.
Fucking cycling enough here.
We were coming back the next day. Obviously, we could always continue from the exact same spot I finished from.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
Literally, so we went up
Yeah,
there.
I know. You went up to get the passport.
We went to get the passport, and they wouldn't give us. They didn't even know we were there. So we're like, for God's sake, you cannot fly directly between Pakistan and India, especially not at the moment, Dries. But you can't fly between the two countries. There's no direct flights. And so we got back to Lahore fuming. But luckily, the Wagah border, which is the only land border, there's like a famous ceremony every day. It's like a dancing ceremony, like a military dance off. But it's literally the gate. The gate opens and they do like a dance off. There's like a stadium each side, and every single day it's an event. So we cycled.
Please tell me you got footage of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's all on the YouTube. It's amazing, mate. You should see it. So obviously we got back to Lahore, back to where we carried on, back to where we finished the cycle. We got back on the bike, cycled right up to the border, touched the gate on the Pakistani side, watched the ceremony. Then we had to come back, fly back to Dubai, 3,000 km, back to the town in India. That was 40 km from.
So
from
you're
that
not?
gate.
Is that like a kind of a cultural peace thing that they tried to do, but
It's
you still
yeah.
can't legally cross the border?
If you have the physical stamp in your
Oh yeah.
If you have
the
the visa in your passport, you can literally open the gate and walk through. But we had to go up to the gate on the Pakistani side, watch the
So
ceremony.
did you just kind of do it because you were in the area?
Yeah, well no, we had to because we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So we thought, right, the best thing to do is we'll cycle up to the border,
Yeah.
touch the gate, and then we'll fly 3,000 km via Dubai to the town 40 km away. And then we drove back to the border, watched the ceremony from the Indian side, and got to within 2 meters of the gate that we were at 24 hours before in Pakistan. So I missed 2 meters because the guard wouldn't let us touch the gate from the Indian side. So I literally walked back a couple of meters and that was it. Then obviously the next day, started on my bike from that gate on the Indian side. So we had to fly 3,000 km. That was going mad. We had to fly 3,000 kilometers to cross 2 meters.
What the fuck are these two dogs?
These two are absolutely going mad, aren't they? Yeah.
No one's going nuts.
Mad. So that was the craziest one, mate. That's one of the craziest stories. Having to go 3,000
Kinky.
having to go 3,000
Chill.
meters.
Chill.
Having to go 3,000 meters to cover 2 meters. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. But then it was the next day. The best thing was about that. We were that stressed that day. I left my entire front wheel in Pakistan.
I'm sorry, I'm like, she's distracted
Guys,
me
you
a
can see
fair
what's
bit.
going on. He's still dead mad.
What is going on with her? They've been around each
Don't
other.
be camera
for-
shy now.
Yeah.
Pause the show. We've got some important doggy antics. Buddy, you're like, what the hell is she doing?
She's acting like she's in heat.
What's your...
I mean, she's had the snip, so.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. So yeah, that was one of the most interesting kind of...
Right.
One of the most
Hang on,
interesting
I gotta
things.
calm this dog down. Come here. What's up?
Go on, you.
Hey. Come here. Hold me. Ah. Hey.
But anyone watching the live, send over some questions now. If you want to ask any questions, please do. We're looking now.
Hey.
For me or
Calm yourself. Calm yourself.
Any questions?
Hey,
Fire away. Fire away. We'll answer as honestly
Well,
as...
at least I know
we'll
now
answer as
to
honestly
not
as
have my
possible.
dog as a, like, kind of, I don't know, mascot, if ever I'm starting up
She's absolutely
fucking
hilarious.
a podcast. Chill.
But yeah, no, it's great. There's quite a few people watching.
Right, you good?
We'll hold
Okay.
the phone for a while and see if people can hear us better. There you go, guys.
You alright?
How did you come up with the idea? Good question. So,
How did you come up with the idea?
yeah, rowing across the Atlantic Ocean in 2021, me and a few friends.
Rowing across the Atlantic Ocean.
We rowed from Gran Canaria to Barbados, and during that time, the idea popped into my head. Combination of dreams from when I was a kid: climb Everest from sea level, to go from 0 to the top of the world. But also swimming the Channel was also a big dream. So I just remember having a light bulb moment. I had a light bulb moment where I just linked the middle of it together. I was like, okay, if I swim the Channel, I can then cycle across the world to India and then run to Everest and climb it. So yeah, it was great. It's been great having everyone join. But yeah. Any more burning questions? Hey, bud.
No more burning questions from the Twitch side of things.
No.
Oh,
I suppose this is going back to the very, 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 very start when you were talking about like what little events are we doing. It's just as well you enjoy that
Absolutely.
that booze. So the 5-year anniversary of we haven't been able to find a good word for it. I think threshold is the one that suits the most.
Yeah.
But like nearly 5 years ago, I was that's when I got my meeting with my doctor saying like, oh yeah, the average life expectancy is roughly 5 years. And we're coming up.
You're coming up to the 5-year point.
Coming up to get past the 5-year point, yeah. So we're gonna celebrate that, and then in two separate ways. One, I noticed that there's a craft beer festival going on really close to that time, and so I was just like, oh, that's fucking great. I'll go to that with my mates, and then I only sent them in like a DM to be like, you know, hey guys, if I add your thing to the story, could I get some cheap tickets? And they went the complete opposite way. I was like, fuck cheap tickets.
Really?
Like we want you to like do all this, and like we'll give you a special QR code to get other people to have like a $5 off.
When's this?
And the 18th and 17th of July.
Oh, amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, feel free to come over.
Please.
It is gonna be fucking like I'm going because it was I wanted to go there with my mates first.
Yeah.
No, Jesus Christ, she's really being a drama queen here. And
I'd love to, mate. Be honest. If guys aren't following this legend, he's just defying the odds. Defying the odds, living longer than.
well, not yet.
Yeah, wait, he will be. He
Not
will
yet.
be. He will be.
give
But
me.
just check it out. It's amazing. But I'd love to come
Actually, what
across.
day is
mate.
it today?
I'd love to come across. That'd be awesome.
What's today's date? Computer, what's today's date?
Computer, what is today's date?
It's Friday, the 23rd of May.
Oh, then that means
23rd
that
May
it
already?
is
Dad.
2 months to the on the dot.
Thank you, mate. 2 months.
On the dot.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Now that's 2 months when it's the 5-year thing. The
Okay.
the festival is on the 17th and the 18th.
Still, if you're gonna even celebrate that day, mate, that'd be good to see.
Well, I'm trying to get something organised with Twitch, which is to do
Oh, yeah.
a little game within a game called Protect the President, where you play like a 4-person team. Warzone is the obvious choice, just because I play it myself. You look like you're really look at that. That's like perfect advertising. Hey, we're just gonna sit here and we're just gonna enjoy these little beers.
Climb K2. Climb K2. It's on the list.
Is it? Yeah.
Potentially. We'll see. We will see. But long story short, yeah.
Do you have any kind of?
So finish that about the president.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
Protect
mate.
the
We'll
President.
come on to that. That's probably the most commonly asked questions. What's next? We'll come on to that in a minute.
Oh, always. It's
Yeah.
always the sort of the next thing. What's going on? Yeah, it's simple. It's like you get a 4-person team playing a video game, and then whoever is the president can be changed around as much as you'd like. But the idea is that they are not allowed to like have a gun, or they're not allowed to sprint, and so it makes that character where it's like when it's a 4-person team, you know, you're all meant to be working together. So it's like one of the team members is not allowed
To do something.
to do anything.
To do something that they need to do.
Yeah, and then also within that, normally in a lot of these games they have things where it's like if one of the players dies, there's like ways that you can get them back. Like in Warzone, you pay money and they parachute back in, just like reality. And then, as you well know, as a fucking Royal Marine Commando. And then, but what you'd have is like you'd have a strict rule where like if the president gets killed, then like that's your game within a game over.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna do that while on a treadmill.
Good effort. I couldn't play a game nowadays. I couldn't play video games at better times, let alone on a bloody treadmill.
No, but if you want to pop by, it's the Red Bull is like they have their own sort of live streaming basement arena. It's really weird because it's so fucking big, but it's also in this little hidden cove.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's not for like audiences. It's specifically for live streaming. And hopefully we're going to be doing that on the 23rd. We're going to get a lot of like big fucking... I haven't got yeses from a lot of people, so I don't want to say names, but we'll get some big Twitch streamers to join in and actually kind of win some games.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I wish I had the patience. I wish I had the patience to get into all that again, mate. I genuinely wish I did.
Patience? I've never heard anybody in the world...
Attention span. Let's just say attention span. The ADHD.
Same thing, like, you know, that's the whole point of it's almost like, I
guess it's the fear as well, because of my personality. I really like it, you never know, I might just not stop.
See, that makes more sense to me. That makes way more sense.
Addictive personality. But no, it's mad. I'm going to leave, we're going to finish this now.
Sure.
I guess I'll just double check. Last one was, thank you from Dubai, guys. And there's lots of stuff coming. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. More mountains.
Are you running for like political office? Because like that sounds like a politician's ad.
That's definitely not. But no, I'm just gonna thank everyone. Love you guys so much for the support. We'll do more of these to answer more of your questions. I'm doing a roast dinner tour.
A roast dinner tour.
Anyone that wants me to come round and have a roast dinner, drop me a message, and I will come round and tell you 3 stories in return for a roast dinner.
Do you want a pie?
I love everyone else. Definitely want a pie. But there are some big things coming, big challenges coming in the future. So keep tuned. And love you very much. Say goodbye, mate. Bye, bud. Peace out. From Kinky. Best name for the dog in the world. That was cool. Fucking hell, never do that shit.
What, you never done a...
that's like,
podcast.
That's like the second live I've ever done in my life. But yeah. It's interesting. Cheers.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to a pub now, don't you?
Oh, not yet, mate. I was like 6 or something. But yeah, no big rush.
Where is the pub?
I mean, probably be close to Notting Hill, because that's where she is, that's where Molly is.
Oh yeah.
But we're not too far from there, to be fair.
Well, like, if it's, like, starting at 6 o'clock, I'll pop up with you.
I like it.
Well, yeah, it's my mate Luke, who's like, you know, no, come on, we gotta fucking, every time I've come over, we've, like, you know, gone on the razz and not... He gets here later on in the evening. I'll text him and I'll make sure that it's like we're not sort of doing the thing. But yeah,
please come along.
Have a couple of Scooby Doos and then
we still live over there.
Oh, we are indeed, yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, what do you think this was?
I don't know. Let's get used to
You're
this.
live on several things. You've just ended your own thing.
That's fine. We're still continuing. Yeah. What other question? Any other burning questions?
There was something that you hadn't answered now, and I feel like it's
could be important. There's so many questions. There's so many things that can come along from this trip.
Well, even if you were to go like day by day by day, I'd imagine there would be several questions of curiosity to have.
Yeah.
Just like
237 days from standing on that beach in Dover to standing on top of the world is a lot of stuff that happened.
I mean, like, what would you say would have been like the thing that you missed from home the most? And I suppose
apart from Buddy, I miss probably Buddy. Honestly, I miss him the most. Anyone will tell you the dog's the most important thing. Apart from that, probably food.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Just like our boring British bland food, like just love it.
Triple B.
Proper boring pub food, like just. So what else I miss? Like you say, just working out, going to a gym, or just for yourself, not for a family, but just for like. Doing some weights, doing some rowing, whatever you want to do, but being able to train, like, I know training for myself because it is my expedition, so I guess it was for myself, you know, but being able to just not worry too much and just enjoy training.
Like I'm quite literally in the process of making a YouTube video about how at the kind of the turn of the year, I was actually in like quite a bad mental state, and just the regularity of training out my back garden just sort of kept me from kind of spiraling into like proper depths. Most of it was based around like the knee problems that I was having after doing the 7 marathon thing, and then there was also like a kind of I won a TikTok award. And
I saw that. Congrats, mate.
Yeah, it was grand, but like I was kind of hoping that like, you know, okay, I've just done a 7 marathon event thing. I was only able to do 5 of the full marathons. 2 of them I could only do half just because my fucking knee was.
Was it that bad? I was about to say, was it that bad?
It was really fucking bad, yeah. Really, and I was kind of thinking.
Which one did you? What was the first one?
Sorry, which?
What was the first
So I did Antarctica, which I was definitely my favourite one.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I was amazing.
That was the first one.
That was the
You
first
got to enjoy Antarctica.
I did, yeah, I really did.
Yeah.
They kind of have to have, whenever they do stuff like that, they have to have Antarctica first, because much like your summit to the peak, that it's really weather dependent. And not to the same extent as you, because you had to go like 11 days earlier from the summit. Yeah, we had to go 3 days earlier because it was the only weather window that suited us.
Yeah, because then after that, it doesn't matter about the other events, does it? Because you can run a marathon in any of the conditions.
Exactly, yeah. Like it can be really harsh weather, and it'll be certainly a lot harder. Colombia was, due to the weather, Colombia was one of the ones that shut me down, because it was like the knee was really bad in general, but then it was also I thought that I was going to collapse at some points. Yeah, really? One of the lads did.
Or from exhaustion, or just like.
Just the heat, yeah. And it wasn't even that, like, you know, temperature wise, it was.
Humidity, was it?
It was the humidity, yeah. It was fucking unbelievable. But one of the lads was actually going for a world record for like fastest 7 marathons in a row, and Colombia was our second last day, and he was really he was on the ball to complete it, and he just got into heat stroke. And he got into heat stroke when he was like on mile 20 as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh shit, so you got that far in.
Yeah, and so if he had been able to walk,
he probably would have done it.
He would have been able to get through, and then like kind of caught up with the loss of time while we were in the US, when we were in Miami. But he was just like
completely fucked.
out of his own sort of. He wasn't compass mentis, like. I remember going back, like I was walking myself at the time, and I went past, was like, whoa, Willie, what's going on here? This is, you are not yourself.
It's mad.
Yeah, and he could, like, it was, he just sort of went like that to me, just like,
oh really?
Just like,
lights are on and all the time.
leave me alone, I need a minute sort of thing.
Fuck. I need a fit bloke, I bet.
Oh fuck yeah, so fucking fit. Yeah, like, I mean, he was literally doing like breaking. Like it's a very niche world record, but still he's breaking a fucking world record for 7 marathons in a row. But after I completed those, and then somewhat completed them, and then the TikTok award, I wasn't over expecting like a big flood of like donations and sponsors to come in, but just nothing came about from it. And then I was just in this really shitty fucking headspace where it's like, all that effort, and and it's like, what has it accomplished? Where, like, because it wasn't something. The thing that you did, you wanted to reach that point, so that was the goal in itself. Me doing 7 marathons, that's not really my goal. My goal is to break the charity world record. So if the charity money doesn't come in, everything else is fucking no. It's like, it doesn't matter about, like, you know, if I had fucking 20 million followers on any of the channels, but then it didn't equate to donations to the money. Again, it would be irritating. It would be extreme. Like it is right now. Fucking having so many followers that I do have, and not having the sponsors like sort of flood in. It is very irritating for me, because it's like
what you need to do.
I've got it's like I've gotten all this equipment to do this thing, and it kind of. I'd say it's a similar feeling to yourself, where it's like you weren't able to cross the border between Pakistan and India. Right, it's like it's right, exactly. That's how I feel so often at the moment, where it's like it's right there. I have all of these things. Why am I able to do that? Like, why do a lot of companies not want to like just pay a small amount of money to a fucking charity for me to advertise their like products, and it's like I understand there's actually far more reasons. Well, it's actually not so much that I don't know about them. I think it is simply down to marketing has changed quite significantly in the last couple of years, and when I mean couple of years, I mean like 3 years. And COVID has had a big influx of how many people are working on like social media for various reasons, and it's just basically the way like marketing's changing as well. But one of the things with that is that they now aim at more smaller social media platforms and pay them a smaller amount because it seems more authentic, which I understand, but it's still just kind of like, if I had had the number of followers that I have now when I started this, I think I would have gotten all the sponsorship already, but now it's just like it's kind of a bit different. So we're trying to find other ways to still use the large platform that like we have, but in ways that are still sticking to the rule of don't need people to donate, because I really want to fucking. I started with that concept and I want to finish with that concept. And so we're trying to just come up with other ways of sort of getting around that. And Twitch is going to be one of them.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I have a big corner on that. Is it like a follow? Is it something? Is it same as like all the other platforms? Is it like a following on Twitch? Is it?
It's a following on. Yeah, Twitch is a following system as well. But I suppose it follows the same format as the other social media channels in a slightly different way, because if you have more followers, you're more likely to get more views, because people will get a little notification saying like, hey, Ian Ward is live now. And much like on Instagram or TikTok, where it's like if you release a video, if you follow that person, it will more likely put that video into someone's feed.
Yeah.
And so it will be the same thing. But in another way, views of your actual live streams are more important than your followers. Your followers would be a good kind of indication of thing, but it's way more important for how many viewers you would get per video, because that's where the action is. And Twitch is way better because the way kind of money and donations is put through is almost like you're selling yourself right there in the moment. So if someone donates a $5, usually what happens is a question is asked verbally into the live stream. So a little voice will come in through the like, hey guys, I paid a $5, so it's like, what was the most funny moment on your triathlon experience? But it will come into what was the most interesting thing, and so they paid to have that. So it's kind of like it is a donation in a way, but they're getting something directly from it. So something that I would have as during a Twitch live stream would be like, if anyone donates £100, I'll get a new pet. You know, and then you have to kind of live up to that. And then so it's kind of like they're paying money, but they are getting something somewhat instantly. Getting a pet, obviously, that would take a while. But you would like you'd hear someone has donated that much money, and instantly you'd react to them straight there. So it's kind of like instant gratification for the viewer, that they pay something and they get a reaction right there. So while it is donating, it is different. It's almost like you're paying for entertainment that happens right there and then. So I think that's the way that we're going to try and go for it in coming up.
More of an actual instant interactive experience.
Yeah,
makes sense. I hope it works. I mean, you deserve it. You need it.
After the amount of support that we've had from the actual people who work at Twitch, I am very confident. I'm extremely confident that we're going to do it this year.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
32 counties. We're going to do it again. Except you can kind of see them over there, the weight vest. I'm going to be doing that. It's because with the knee injury, it's fucking really specific.
How is it at the moment?
It's fine. I went for a run yesterday. Now, I'm definitely not going to switch back to running because I don't want to rely on something that's a bit kind of at the brink. But walking with a heavy weight on my back, it's very specific.
Yeah.
Like,
you manage that.
Oh yeah. So like, as an example, with the training that I was doing, it was all resistance training. I'm really aiming to get to my birthday this year and be the strongest I've ever been. Across the board. So at the moment, I'm strongest I've ever been on overhead press and bench press.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to be able to have that with the legs as well.
Yeah, squats and stuff, yeah, deadlifts.
Which is going to be like so weird to think, where it's like, okay, strongest I've ever been with a knee injury. With a knee issue.
Yeah. I'm a bit more interested to see how mine's going to react. Getting back to weight training after all this. You know, I can't wait, but we don't.
Pun intended there.
Yeah.
You can't wait.
I hope I can wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to the toilet, sir.
Sure.
That's okay. Amazing.
Well, if you're going to that pub, what time is it now?
It's just before 5. I'm going to ring Nick.
Well, you know what? Let's consider this as the
Yes.
the sort of the final
Yes.
finalising thing. And
I will sit here, say goodbye to everyone.
yeah,
There it is.
you're aiming at that little camera there.
Hey guys, thank you very much. It's Legends for having us. If you can donate to our charity, that would be amazing. If you don't mind me saying that.
Of course, yeah,
Um,
man, you're the fucking guest here.
I mean, it's been a long, horrible journey, but amazing. If you can head over to Mitch Hutch on Instagram, the link is in the bio for our amazing charity, Savsim. So just search Mitch Hutch and go to the bio, and please chuck us a $5. That would be amazing. And awesome.
And
Thanks,
do a
guys.
backflip for every $5 that's donated.
I'll attempt a backflip for every $5 donated. I really appreciate it. But the
And for
charity.
every £6 you donate, will go towards him climbing K2.
No, apparently I can't. My girlfriend's already was on the live and informed me I can't climb K2. But there's many more stuff to come. The charity.
Donate £7 and he'll break up with his girlfriend.
The charity. I mean, hopefully she can't see this. But, no, the charity helps save wildlife, guys, as well as mental health for veterans. So please, just head over to Mitch Hutch on Instagram. Just search Mitch Hutch and it will be straight there. And change lives.
You know Mitch
Genuinely.
Hutchcraft on your username?
It's just Mitch Hutch. It's _ Mitch Hutch. _ Mitch Hutch. But if you search...
I'll add it to the description,
Yeah,
don't worry.
thank God, Jimmy. If you just search, it's _ Mitch Hutch officially, but if you were on Instagram and you typed in just MITCH, HUTCH, it comes up like the first one on there. So rather than confusing people with underscore, I just say search Mitch Hutch. Thank you guys, and any more questions, fire my way on directly on Instagram.
Nah, you gotta get to the pub and celebrate. If you go to the room at the far end there,
Yeah.
that's my room, so you can piss in there.
I got to go last week.
Yeah, it's very fancy.
Let's see your room. What?
You-
How many
you-
shoes?
Huh? Oh, loads, sure. It's
This is cool.
they're all the running gear.
This is cool.
Yeah, it's good. The only reason I kept it shut is because sometimes the dog goes in there and runs around all over the bed and just gets the hair everywhere.
Why is the female reproductive system on the wall?
It just keeps me sort of focused on what my goals are when I leave the house. It's my map.
Amazing.
I want to be accurate. Come here, you. Come here, you. Nicky says yes to the pub. Excellent.